So I had this idea that I give my Discord server a little bit of an opportunity to mess with my account for once. So I have 10 rank 4s, technically 12 at the moment, but at the time of doing this video I had 10. And I thought for my 11th, let's just see what Discord does. So I had this idea to where, since I have like 32 plus options of just champs at rank 3 or higher, then I'd let 6 people choose 6 champs that would be voted on. So what I decided to do, I'd call 6 people from my Discord server who I thought would be worthy of getting a call, because I have a lot of people I was thinking about calling, and let them decide one of those amount of champions that would be involved in the poll for the rest of the server to vote on. So in this video, you're going to see the calls of me and the people from my server discussing what the contender for the vote will be. At the very end, you will see what the entire server voted on and see who my 11th rank 4 actually was. And, well, let's just get started.
Okay, from this list of champions, a lot of them are unduped.
Yeah, they are, a lot of them.
I would probably honestly say Scorpion.
Alright, that's what I was thinking. Like, he's probably the best champion in that picture or video besides Herc.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lying about Herc. I absolutely am not a Herc fan or advocate for him.
Yeah, I figured.
But honestly, to me, what makes sense, I don't know your roster though, so if I saw what rank 4s you actually had by comparison, then it might be different, because I am a huge advocate for balanced decks.
Yes.
1 Cosmic, 1 Science, 2 Mutants, 2 Tech, 2 Skill. That's awesome. So that, to me, that narrows it down.
Yeah, it's really like Cosmic or Science at that point, if it's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And let me go back up here, because I didn't see any Cosmics. Oh, you got Red Goblin, and you have Gallon and Null. Oh, okay, now I'm paying attention. Now you have Odin.
Yeah, I remember correctly, it's just Gallon, Red Goblin, and Hulkling for Cosmic.
Oh, Odin's in there as well.
Oh yeah, I do have Odin. I don't think I've ever used him, but yeah.
I would Angela as well, actually. Honestly, I would still say Scorpion. I mean, the immunities that he has, the potential that he brings, how quick he's and how quickly he can handle Battlegrounds matches in several different matchups against almost all classes. I say almost because he's terrible against skill champions. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, he destroys the Mystic class. Let's be clear about that. Obviously, that's what it was designed to do. But other matches outside of that, I've taken Thing with him. You know, I've taken Hulkling with him. I've taken, Gallon, etc., etc. That regen is very, very potent, especially if your opponent is running Willpower. Get to that SP2, which hits pretty damn hard, actually. And then, like, if you made a mistake, which we all do, we're all prone to make mistakes at any given point in time, you're grabbing a lot of that regen and essentially killing that back. Mm-hmm. He's actually a decent defender as well. If your opponent doesn't get the 20 hits on him within the allotted amount of time, then he gets that auto evade on them, which will, if they're not immune to the debuff that he has, which will actually come in clutch for you when you have him on defense and they're trying to nuke him down pretty quick. He can be problematic, especially with this meta with the Unstoppable. So now they have to worry about the Unstoppable by getting away from him, plus the auto evade, which equals time, and then on top of that, the degen, so that equals health lost if they don't get hits in within the allotted amount of time. So he could be problematic on defense. I've actually seen some of the top players throwing him on defense, including myself once or twice, and it actually came out okay. So there's that. So he has a bit of versatility as far as a dual threat option. But primarily, if we're being honest, we use him primarily for attack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love his taunt mechanics. If you're going against a robot, you can just throw on your shock, and they'll take extra damage from that. So that's always nifty. He's the only rupture immune champion that I know of currently.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always that. If you're going against like a Sasquatch, a Rentra, a Spot, there's that. So
yeah, I've definitely used him for all three of those quite a few times.
yeah. So I mean, honestly, a lot of people were taking him to rank 5. I opted not to, but he was a consideration for rank 5, which he will absolutely go to rank 5, to be clear, for me at some point soon. So, yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing my Eternity Pain thing, and then I had the random class gem, Science was probably my least wanted option because I did not have anyone I really wanted to rank 5 in that class, so I got lucky that it wasn't Science.
Yeah, Science it takes a special type because you have to be in love, in my opinion, with debuffs.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a debuff type person, if you don't like to rely on them, like for instance, if you're a raw power, you're gonna love the Cosmic class, right? You got Hercules, you got Hulkling, you got Gallon, right? They're powerhouses. Like it's the Cosmic class, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want to be a little more elegant, a little more strategic, a little more patient, because the Science class, in my opinion, is not fast. Maybe Torch is about the fastest you have, but every other Science champion, in my opinion, takes a little bit of time in order to get their debuffs going, in order to get whatever playstyle you're trying to implement. Prime examples being your Spider-Man 2099. You want to get all those ruptures on them by hitting the block. That's a long fight, right? Special 2 hits pretty hard. Quicksilver, you want to get all the whiplashes on them before you do the medium light medium into your special to explode them, right? That's a little bit of ramp up. You have my eye bomb. I love eye bomb, but you need to get them into acid burn, which you need to throw off a special 2 and then get after 9 poisons it converts into the acid burn, right? And then you need to continuously throw off special 1. So there's always a bit of a ramp up that comes with that. Void, obviously Void places the debuffs, but to get to his Fear the Void plus the debuffs, that's a ramp up as well, right? So the Science class was designed to do that. So I know a lot of people that's a turn off for them because they're not particularly super fast. They're great at their matchups where they dominate at, but they're not particularly great at any matchup outside of theirs for the most part. But Scorpion, with his power stings, he absolutely is one of the greats, which is also why I took up my Piggy, because with those power stings, it absolutely doesn't matter. They're killing themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think a lot of the things you said about the Science class is why I think Mystics are the best Battlegrounds defenders, because you've got so few hard counters to the Mystic class that work in the BG's amount of time.
Right.
You've got Torch, Scorpion, and Spot, who are really like the only 3 options that you can just take a Mystic with and then kill them quickly. And me banning Torch all the time and having a Spot and a Scorpion of my own, that's why I rank so many Mystics for Battlegrounds. And I also think that Scorpion is the best Science champ in the game because he works everywhere. Obviously, Alliance Form Battlegrounds, you think of immediately. But then story content, regular questing, everything there he's destroying. And then when you get to endgame content, all you need to do is just throw on the Venom or Agent Venom, and he'll take that just the same way. So just the fact you can use the guy anywhere is what makes me think he's the best Science in the game.
I definitely think he's one of the top Science champions in the game, 100%. For reasons that you just stated. And also, again, the survivability with him, right? you have to get them awakened. But once you do, that special 2, man, just regen back, from previous mistakes. Because that's, again, we're all prone to make mistakes. So, get to that special 2 and still their healing, and that'll take you even farther. So especially if you're doing a quest or something like that, that can come in clutch, because that's a lot of fights involved in a quest, and that means that many more times that you're prone to make a mistake. So having the opportunity to heal up without having to use items, I know that is very essential for a lot of players that are free to play or that don't, potion grind and all that type of stuff, right? So he definitely helps you out there, in my opinion.
Yeah. Alright, so Scorpion's your pick. So thank you for that.
Alright, I like a lot of the options here. I'm thinking I have to go with Hulkbuster though. I've got some fond memories of him. I used him to clear most of Act 6 on an alt account. A lot of fun. I think he's super underrated.
Awesome. Alright, thanks.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if I want to choose a cool rank 4.
Yeah, that's definitely. It's all up to you. You pick whatever your heart desires.
Alright, well, I know you just took up a skill, so we'll skip Mantis. Sunspot looks pretty cool.
Also, just a reminder, some of those champs might be 7 stars, so you have to be careful with that. You can still tell me to put it on the list if you want. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
For that Red Goblin, I think MSD just took his to rank 5.
He did. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Really, probably for the weirdest rank up choice. For these two, it's really tough between Red Goblin and Titania.
Alright. So you are only choosing Cosmic and Science, I see.
Well, I think they're good, and that I forgot about the fact, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I can only choose one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know how much you made videos on them, short videos. Let's go Red Goblin. Second option would probably be the Cow, and then third, Titania.
Okay. Red Goblin's really interesting, because I gave him a generic gem, and then I didn't really ever use him after that very often. So he's a very interesting character, and I do like him a lot. So,
yeah.
So Red Goblin, Cow is your second, Titania is your third, just for reference. Alright, cool picks.
Ooh, you do have Spot.
I do.
I don't know about you, but I'm loving Spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you know how to play him, once you have that little rupture icon on your side of the screen, and you trigger untouchable, just use medium attacks, and then Karate Mike, I think, made a video about that, how you can basically bank that rupture damage for the next time you use a special, and it's massive because he has so many hits on his specials.
Yeah. Even
his special one, so you can get all that burst damage on the special one. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I watched the video, still trying to get the hang of it, because I don't know if it's just me. The AI just always throws heavy attacks, but
True. That's why it's kind of frustrating, because it really helps if you have Magic or Mephisto on the team. I just wish that they gave the synergy, they swapped the synergy purpose with the punching with portals, with Wong and Chavez, because they at least have uses and are fun to play,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, they gave the best synergy for him to just the worst 2 characters out of those, because both of them are very outdated and don't have very many uses.
Yeah.
So.
And synergies in general, it's just you can't use them in Battlegrounds. It's kind of limited.
True. But for Battlegrounds, he doesn't even need that much. He just needs a few hits on his portal block to gain the charges, and then he'll just rinse him with one special. So now, I think if you know me, you kind of already knew the 3 choices I was going to narrow it down to.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, gotta give a shout out to my boy Hulkbuster.
Yeah, figured.
favorite champion in the game. I doubt that will change unless they add like Herbie into the game. But yeah, he's so fun. He was like one of my first 6 stars, and like he was my first. I don't know if he was my first rank 2, but he was my Thronebreaker rank 3, my first rank 4, and I managed to get the first ever rank 5 Hulkbuster, which is a milestone I never thought I would have accomplished in this game.
Yeah. My Dragon Man was second by a few hours. It hurt so much.
Oh, jeez, that is the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I would have loved that too, to have Dragon Man, because he's one of my favorite characters too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely Hulkbuster, because he can do some pretty nutty stuff. And the thing is it's not like he has like broken utility or anything, but he's just really, like, he's super tanky, and he just has a bunch of damage. And a lot of the nodes kind of, like, you know those nodes that like boost your characters in like EQ or story quest or whatever?
Yep.
A lot of them apply to him. Like, majority of the tech ones actually like benefit him a lot.
Yeah, Armor Break and Shock are definitely the 2 main ones, and that he does those pretty easily.
Yeah, easy access to it. So definitely, like, obviously I wouldn't want to force you, but, you know, one of my favorites. He's so good. Anyways, my other choice out of those would definitely be Spot, because considering you only have 1 science, and granted, it is anti-venom, and I love him as well. He's very good, has his uses. Easily the strongest heal reversal in the game. But Spot, I definitely feel like he is going to shine a lot in future content. Anyways, so those are the 2. What was the other one? I saw another one. Oh yeah, another one caught my eye. My boy Roblin. Roblin is so amazing because he has that thing in his abilities where any buff that he has on him for his Carnage bombs will count as an Incinerate. Like any of the not 3 listed buffs, you know?
Yep.
And just being it, like, with the steadfast nodes and stuff, it's so useful. And you can just, like, Icarus or Rising Sun, all those nodes, he just completely just nukes.
Yeah, there was an 8.2 boss. I made a video on him a few days ago. He absolutely clobbered the fight. It was great.
Yeah, exactly.
I had like 35 armor breaks because it gave me a bunch of Furies.
So, but then again, those are like my favorites. I feel like a lot of the other will be choosing other champs, but I just think those 3 champs, I love them so much, and you know, them getting any playtime by anyone, than they already are, like, that's the best you can hope for, really.
So since you can only pick one, do you have a final decision?
I can only pick one.
Yeah.
I feel like someone might have picked Spot, so I guess it's just a question of, do I want to make one of the 3 characters I want more likely to be chosen, or do I want to just go for the character that nobody will choose? And yeah, I feel like it would make more sense to go for Spot, because I feel like some people will say Spot. Okay, I'll make my final decision Spot. So you can tell me now, because that's my final decision.
All right, no one picked Spot yet. You were the
Okay, dang it. Did anybody pick Roblin or Hulkbuster?
One person did pick Hulkbuster, actually. And
are you kidding me?
Actually, I think someone picked Roblin too, honestly.
I mean, for me, honestly, it's between Spot, Mantis, Sassy, and Cow, the Moo Moo.
Rintra, yeah. Just the cow. That's all I call him.
Yeah. We call him Moo Moo. Those are my options of who I'd rank between those 2, between anyone. Spot, Mantis, Sassy, and then Rintra. honestly, I'm leaning towards Spot. I've seen Legacy's gameplay. Bro, I've been wanting Spot ever since. That's why I'm probably waiting for the next feature.
Yeah, Spot is a little nuts.
Yeah, especially if he's an untouchable and you throw an SP2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Spot just for that reason.
Okay, so I've been thinking about it for a long time. Not actually that long, only like half a second, because Hitmonkey is the obvious choice. Why? Because he's a monkey and he's a hitman. He's got cool shades. He's got nunchucks. He's got a knife and he's got guns, lots of guns. And he does a lot of damage. Guaranteed critical hits are really nice. His special 2 can slap without having to ramp up or anything. And he's actually got, he's got some pretty useful abilities. His evade is really nice, and his purify can come in clutch. And don't forget that he's a monkey with shades and guns.
And that means everything, right?
Yeah, he's also a monkey with shades and guns.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay, good. So, yeah, Hitmonkey all the way. No question.
So now that we have the 5 contenders, before I show you the poll results, I'm going to break down my opinions on each champion. And we're just going to watch Korg beat up Winter Soldier because I needed a video long enough to fit how long I was going to talk. So there you go. Starting with Scorpion, I love Scorpion. I really like Scorpion a lot. I'm not a big fan of the science class, but I really enjoy him. Part of it is that I do enjoy high skill champions, and the Scorpion, that heavy into special is something I'd consider a high skill mechanic. It isn't the easiest thing to do, and I love challenging myself with a lot of characters. He's also, honestly, the best science in the game, in my opinion. I'd love if Scorpion won the vote. So next came Hulkbuster, I believe. Hulkbuster is a cool champion, however, there was a big problem with Hulkbuster being in the running for me. It's the fact that this was coming right before the new featured crystal was coming out. And in that featured crystal came 3 techs, all of which I really want. I couldn't afford to take a tech champ to rank 4 at that time, with Viv coming out, who I already have been slamming out content on. I'm ranking Phantom Man very soon. I haven't pulled Shocker yet. I'd still love to pull Shocker. If Hulkbuster won, it would just be bad because I cannot rank a tech. I don't have the resources for a tech at that very second. I think he's a cool champion, but I really don't want him to win at all. So after Hulkbuster came Red Goblin. Red Goblin's a very, very old favorite. A long time ago, I did like a YouTube poll for my next rank 3, like my 3rd rank 3. I think it was Red Goblin versus Captain Britain, and Red Goblin lost, but I've always really liked the champion, and I'd be really interested in him winning, just because I'm not a big fan of the Cosmic class either. The 3 classes I really like is Tech, Mystic, and Mutant, and then the other 3 is just like, eh. So, he is a champion in the Cosmic class that I do really like, and I'd love for him to win. He's probably the worst of the 5 champions in the running. However, I would still make use of him. I always find a way to make some champions look good in some way or another. So, I'd be happy with Red Goblin winning. After Red Goblin came Spot. I'm honestly not the biggest Spot fan. He's just frustrating to play for me because AI just throwing heavy attacks when I don't want them to throw heavy attacks. It just makes me mad. It makes me annoyed. He's really, really good. I just don't enjoy him too much. I'd be fine with him winning though. Better than Hulkbuster. I'd prefer that. And then the 5th person was Hitmonkey. Spot won twice, but he's only getting in the poll once. So we only have 5 contenders technically. The last one was Hitmonkey, and it's just like, okay, Hitmonkey's cool. Not gonna lie, he's really good for Battlegrounds, but I'm not the biggest fan of squishy champs. The only one I really run in Battlegrounds is Stealth Spider-Man, and I'd probably run Hitmonkey, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. He's still really, really nice, and there is an upcoming meta for a tournament that I'm going to be in that I'm going to need him in, so I'm going to take him to rank 3. He's currently rank 2. But, yeah, I'd be fine with him winning, but it wouldn't be one of my preferred options. So now let's look at the results. Everyone in my server got to pick 2 of the 5 champions. So this was, like, I think 6 hours into the poll or something. And we had Scorpion, or let's go from bottom up, Hitmonkey at last, then Scorpion, Hulkbuster and Red Goblin tied, and then Spot. And so I'm feeling fine. It's just Hulkbuster still making me nervous because I cannot afford the tech resources. And even though I prefer Scorpion over Spot because Scorpion was losing by so much earlier, I switched my vote to Spot. And now, the final results of the poll. After 3 days, this is what it looked like. We had a 3-way tie. And I'm like, okay, I've got to find some way to break this. So, naturally, we went to the classic spin-a-wheel method. So this is it. This is determining my 11th rank for. My Discord server vote ended on Spot. So here it is. Thank you to everyone who voted. My 11th rank for, thanks to Discord, is going to be Spot. Could have been better, could have been worse. I'll take it. I'll make a lot of use out of this guy.